NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway. Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. Had a birdie here yesterday in their close. Great opportunity for another one. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Good effort and good par putt. Par 4 second hole, a little bit longer than the first, this one at 442 yards.
Yeah, they've added a new tee, changed the bunkering down the right side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, a hole that bends softly to the left side. The bunkering around this green has changed. Still, it requires a very precise tee shot.
That is just a beautiful shot. Second shot, good look at the green. And Frank, obviously, way too much club there.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, what's the strategy here off the tee at the par 5 third?
For the long hitters, they still think that they can reach this par 5 and 2 comfortably with a good tee shot. For the shorter hitters, it really is a thought about where you lay up that second shot to try and leave a good third shot yardage in. Still a good tee shot, though. That hazard down the right side protects against someone who's a little too cavalier off the tee.
Good tee shot, right in the fairway, and plenty long. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hit the ball in the right place there, and good thing too. He's actually putting well.
Really nice mix of holes to start here at TPC Scottsdale. The 2 4s and then the par 5. Now our first par 3. Just a little over 180 yards, Frank.
Plays a little downhill, longer than what it once was. The green is radically different. It used to be deep, now it's wide. And the bunkering, of course, is visually totally different from what it used to be.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. This would be a huge momentum swing. This one for birdie. He's made it. Well, Frank, now at the 5th hole, the par 4, the challenge stiffens just a bit.
Yeah, the longest par 4, obviously in the start of this golf course, around the 470-yard mark. 2 bunkers down the right have been changed to 1, but it's in the perfect position now. Of course, that new tee added to add a little bit of length to this hole. The green still remains relatively similar to what it used to be.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play.
Look at birdie. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Ready to tee off now at the 6th. This is a dogleg left.
And another hole that's been stiffened by bunkers on both the left and the right side, really giving you the decision on what club to hit. Should you be bold or should you be smart?
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is white.
What a tremendous display of golf this has been.
Certainly throwing an eagle against the field too. We've seen it all. Birdies, eagles, just blitzing the field from start to finish.
On to the par 3 7th, 215 yards from that back tee box, Frank.
This hole hasn't really changed. Still has that V-shaped green where it's very narrow in the front. A high-flying shot in here that carries that front edge, and you'll find the further and further you go back there, the more receptive, and that green starts to widen.
Well, he gave us a demonstration today why he's one of the best in the sport. Every green hit in regulation. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Now here at the par 4 8th, slight dogleg to the left, Frank.
And this dogleg's made more severe now by the addition of two bunkers. This was a bunkerless hole off the tee in years gone by, but those two bunkers certainly make this a sharper dogleg. And because it forces the player to go down the right side, adds length to the already long 475 yards.
This shot from 105 yards away. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other. Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
You hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that whole location. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Now to the 10th hole. This a sharp dogleg to the right, Frank, a par 4.
A good way to start this second 9. Really, it requires a nice tee shot down the left. There's no real advantage to try and carry it over that bunker, the one that's situated on the corner. So if you respect it and go a little left of that, you're going to have something in the vicinity of 160, 150 yards left.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday and trying for another one today. Get in. Yes, good putt. Moving on to the 11th hole, Frank, water all along the left side, 472 yards. How do you handle this one?
Well, this one's weird because the tees are a little off-center. They start down the right side, which makes it into a dogleg. And you mentioned the water. It always comes into play. And there are 0 fairway bunkers. You don't need them here at 11 because really it's all about the tee shot. Find the fairway. Then even though it's a long par 4, you should be able to at least attack that green safely. Miss the fairway to the right, which is the barrel outside, and your problems are just starting. It's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Good putt. Par 3 12 may not be as famous as the par 3 16th, but Frank, you think this may be a tougher and even better hole?
We see more bogeys and double bogeys here on 12 than 16 will ever see, and courtesy of the water behind and to the right of this green. If you're going to bail out, find one of those bunkers. A good bunker player obviously can get it up and down, but it's still no snap trying to record your par 3 at 12.
He has this for a birdie. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
but one that you need to make.
To the par 5 13th here at TPC Scottsdale. Lots of danger left and right of this tight fairway, Frank.
This hole has really changed over the years. It used to be a split fairway. That no longer exists. That bunker you can see down the left side, which you can't carry, really defines the left side of this hole. Water still in play down the right, and big change here is the bunkering along the left, front and left side of this green. So you can't just blaze away and comfortably expect to hit 13 and 2 anymore.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
And his third here at the par 5. Count that for eagle. Par 4 14th, and Frank, this hole packs a little punch, doesn't it?
Yeah, the addition of just a little bit more yardage, plus the bunker on the left has been pushed out into the fairway, actually makes the hole play a little bit longer than its 490 yards. Second shot is a little bit uphill. No longer is there a bunker on the right side. That side of the green is actually open. You don't really want to be trying to miss that green on the right. Should you decide to go at the flag, well, you're going to have to carry that front bunker.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Shouldn't be a problem here. Now at the par 5 15th, and Frank, there is plenty to catch your eye. There's also quite a bit to catch your ear. You can hear the roars at the par 3 16th. So how do you focus on the task at hand?
Great question, Rich. You know, you realize you're about to enter the stadium part of the golf course, but this is the last par 5 that you're going to play. We've seen eagles here over the years. We've seen many a player hit it in the water off the tee or water short of the green. Certainly one of the tougher tee shots coming in. No bunkers here to worry about, just that huge lake to the left. Find the fairway. You might just find the green.
Appears to be tracking well. Excellent shot to within 10 feet. And getting ready for the putt. Continues to roll it very well all day long. Here we are at the 16th hole, looking at just over 160 yards. Doesn't seem all that daunting, Frank. But 160 yards with 20,000 people, horned into a little stadium in the desert, that makes it a different story.
It certainly is. This was one hole, too, where Tom Watson would send his caddy forward. He would stay back by 15. His caddy would get his yardage. Watson would simply walk on the tee. His caddy would give him the club. He would not go through his normal routine. He would simply just head away. It was one hole that he never wanted to think about. It might look simple, but it's what the player feels.
Frank, when you get to the 17th hole, we always recall maybe the single most bizarre shot in the history of golf.
Yeah, everybody talks about maybe a hole-in-one at 16, but really 17. And the player was Andrew McGee. It was a good tee shot, don't get me wrong. But Rich, it needed an assist.
Well, the assist came from Tom Byram, whose brother Kurt is a commentator for the Golf Channel. Tom Byram was just minding his own business, standing on the green, sort of leaning on his putter, and you know what happened.
Yeah, the ball hit Tom Byram's putter and then careened into the hole. So, 17. Made famous, a little bit of history with a couple of names to drag up from the past.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Chalk that up as a birdie for the scorecard. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's the final round of the Arizona Summer Classic.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie.
A great start.
Now to the second hole, and Frank, what can you tell us about this par 4?
A new tee has been added, lengthening this hole 30-plus yards. Plus, what used to be just one bunker on the right side of the screen has changed to a little pot bunker, and the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, and a hole just bends softly to the left. Another very good par 4 here at TPC Scottsdale.
Second shot, good look at the green. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Has it for another birdie. 2 holes. 2 birdies. Frank, what's the strategy here off the tee at the par 5 third?
For the long hitters, they still think that they can reach this par 5 and 2 comfortably with a good tee shot. For the shorter hitters, it really is a thought about where you lay up that second shot to try and leave a good third shot yardage in. Still a good tee shot, though. That hazard down the right side protects against someone who's a little too cavalier off the tee. That was nuclear.
A good 200 yards away from a good lie in the fairway. This one looks right on point. Big swing right there. A great result. And now a chance for a big swing in momentum with an eagle coming up. And that is how you jumpstart a round, with an eagle. Frank, what kind of shot is required here at the par 3 fourth?
A little drop shot par 3 down the hill in today's standards because it's under 200 yards. Series of 3 tee boxes, so plenty to choose from there. The entry into the green is well protected now by the 2 bunkers, one in the center and one on the right front of this green.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, Frank, now at the 5th hole, the par 4, the challenge stiffens just a bit.
Yeah, the longest par 4, obviously in the start of this golf course, around the 470-yard mark. 2 bunkers down the right have been changed to 1, but it's in the perfect position now. Just that new tee added to add a little bit of length to this hole. The green still remains relatively similar to what it used to be.
We have 115 yards to the hole. Frank, one of the great moments in tournament history here in Scottsdale, you go back to 1996, the sudden death playoff between Phil Mickelson and Justin Leonard. Mickelson has always been the hero out here because he went to Arizona State.
Yeah, and it still runs through his veins, Rich. It was such an important win for him because to do it in front of people that he considered his home crowd was huge. And then also to do it in a playoff where, obviously it's win or lose. So for Mickelson, 1996 and TPC Scottsdale certainly ring home.
This one's sweet, Frank.
Super. Well, a hard hole after that tee shot has now become an easy hole.
It's the great equalizer. When you can drive the golf ball, Frank, just like that, boy, it opens up so many avenues, and he'll have plenty to choose from here. Looks good. Chance to make a birdie. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Another one inside of 5 feet. And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance.
Should be safely on deck.
Safely aboard.
Second shot.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. That's in the fairway. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Score that, a birdie. Rounding out the front nine with a par 4 of 453 yards from the back tee. Looks to be straight away here, Frank. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, that bunker, there used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. There is now 1, and it also pinches into the fairway, which almost makes this hole look like a faint dogleg right. But really, the best line is still down the left side, so it still actually suits a draw off the tee. Green is slightly elevated and not very deep, too, so judging that second shot.
But just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that.
And he's made it onto the green now. Getting set now over the putt. Good putt. Excellent front side. Trying to keep it going here on the second nine.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
In the fairway here at the 10th. Nice way to start off the back nine. Chance to get it close here. This has really been a good bounce back round. Slow at the start, and now they're picking up some speed. Doing whatever he wants with that golf ball. Moving it left, moving it right, hitting it straight when it's called for. He's doing it all. He's made it. Now at the par 4 11th, Frank, I really like this hole.
Well, you might be the only one, Rich, because this is an absolute scorecard wrecker. Water all the way down the left side. There's two bunkers. Don't worry about that. They're not off the tee. They're around the green. They protect the left front and the back. If you think you can bail out down the right side, well, you could find cactus and all sorts of crazy things down the right. And believe me, go down there, more than anything, they'll wreck your scorecard as well.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, Frank, this is kind of the forgotten par 3 on the back nine here at TPC Scottsdale. All of that attention on hole number 16. What do you think of the par 3 12?
This is by far tougher, Rich. Downhill tee shot, especially off that back tee. Bunkering down the left, sort of it catches your eye, but it also takes your eye off the water, which is behind and to the right of this green. You've got to be careful. This is a real sleeper, this par 3.
Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Par 5 13th, chance for birdie, or maybe even eagle if you're bold and brave enough. But also, Frank, chance for disaster here?
Well, there is. Water very much in play down the right side. There's a bunker down the left, too. If you finish up on that, there's no way you're going for this par 5 and 2. Then it becomes a little bit of a zigzag mission. The second shot either has to be hit down the right side, just skirting that bunker in the front, or it has to be all carry.
Good chance at one. Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. Right in the heart. Par 4 14th, and Frank, this hole packs a little punch, doesn't it?
Yeah, the addition of just a little bit more yardage, plus the bunker on the left has been pushed out into the fairway, actually makes the whole play a little bit longer than its 490 yards. Second shot is a little bit uphill. No longer is there a bunker on the right side. That side of the green is actually open. You don't really want to be trying to miss that green on the right. Should you decide to go at the flag, well, you're going to have to carry that front bunker.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That is classy.
No chance of going in.
So a tester from 4 feet. Always love to hear the sound of the bottom of the cup. All right, Frank, now the fun begins. We are teed up at the par 5 15th hole. Plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, the fairway down the left side is anything other than straight. It's more like a shipwreck, the raggedness of it. And that water in play, if you do find one on the fairway, you can sort of always wave across to the people that are walking down the 11th hole. Find the fairway, you can reach this par 5 and 2. A little bit of an island-looking green there, bunker on the left, and also another bunker just short right. But a fairway missed here. Well, you can rack up 5, 6, 7. You've seen all sorts of scores here at 15.
Just a case of the hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Frank, the one moment that sort of made the 16th hole what it is today would have to be Tiger's ace in 1997 here at the TPC Scottsdale when it was raining plastic cups.
It was also his reaction, too, and that ushered in the Tiger Woods era that we became associated with, which is the fist pumping, the rowdy spectators. And he was one of the few players that bridged the gap between spectator and golf course. And it still goes on till today. And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player that starts to broach that type of inside and outside atmosphere with golf.
Still to this day, it's the loudest single moment that I can ever remember hearing on a golf course.
was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the hole location from here. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. That finds the bottom of the cup. We'll call that a birdie. To the 18th hole now, and Frank, the original designers stepped in, and they made this hole quite a bit more challenging.
Yeah, they certainly have stiffened it up. The longest hitters in the game, the Dustin Johnsons, the Bubba Watsons, the J.B. Holmes, used to take it completely over the lake down the left side where there's just one paltry bunker. Now there's a series of bunkers, almost like the church pews at Oakmont, that are littered down the left side, stopping that attack. You're going to have to respect this hole that much more off the tee. Find the fairway. It's still a short iron in, but this finishing hole is now a proper finishing hole.
That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. Good chance here. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
That's why you play the game, to stack up the wins. Great effort right there.
Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
EA Sports and the R&A are proud to present opening round coverage of the Open Championship. I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. There?
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a two-putt, well done.
Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
Well, it doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide.
Frank, as we step to the tee here at the par 4 second hole, just 391 yards, but a classic case on links golf where the bunkering here is just so much different than a classic American layout.
And it's also where a change of strategy will certainly help. Remember, the ball's going to run much further here in Scotland than what it will in America. So you can use a shorter club and let that ball to run out to the normal distance you would hit it, perhaps with 2 or 3 clubs more. I think if we stretch the tape, Rich, we might get to 29 feet.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Frank. He might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's got, Frank, an important eagle from the middle of the pack toward the front here.
Playing well ahead of the leaders. Still, that move up there, at the end of the day, very important.
Frank, looking at the third, what are the sort of key decisions that you have to make?
There's two bunkers down the left. They're not really the issue. They're the burn. That's about 285 yards. This is not a hole, really. You just take the driver out and swing away. Just something that stays up short of that's just going to leave you a short iron out.
Far left of the flagstick here. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
It's a big putt right here for birdie. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. And his third here at the par 5. How does that not go in? Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
This is a good move. Another birdie. Now to 5 under for the tournament. Been fun so far. Let's see what's happening. Out at hole number 5. A couple of birdies already on the card. Still early, Frank, but we've seen some solid play.
This is exactly how you want to start the first round of a tournament, Rich.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
It's no snack, though. Oh, good roll, good putt.
Now to the 601-yard behemoth par 5 6th hole. You can pay the steep price here, Frank, for a mistake.
You can. You can't reach this green with your tee shot, so there's no reason to even try. A good drive, if it bounds down the right side and will eventually go left, would perhaps give you a chance to reach this par 5 and 2. But this is one tee shot to concentrate on.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Moving inland now, Frank, the par 4 7th hole. Do you even think about carrying those bunkers on the right?
Not really, Rich. You're trying to work that ball off the left side, because if you get caught up on the hills there on the right, then all of a sudden you can start making 5s, 6s, and all sorts of weird and wonderful numbers.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Oh, it looked like you caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. My goodness, what does the guy have to do to make a putt out here?
And he's putting for par now.
Well, considering the lead that he has on the rest of the field, a par is all you need. All right, Frank, as we arrive at the par 3 8th, the only thing I can think of is if a 71-year-old guy can make an ace here, well then, so can our gamers.
Well, they certainly can. At 123 yards, what do you think it'd be? Why shouldn't it be called the postage stamp? Go with too much club, it's one you'll airmail.
Wow, what a day. Every green hit in regulation. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, how does the front nine finish up with this par 4?
Well, the par 4 ninth is called the Monk. It's not overly long, 423 yards, dogleg to the right. Just one bunker down the left to be avoided.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, how impressive is this performance so far?
You've got to tip your hat. Really, just played good from the first hole on. Rhythm is good. Hit a lot of good shots. Very smart decision making as well. Really. This is an awkward length.
Oh, he's gonna love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Good contact, good result. Frank, you tip your Hogan visor to this player because early on it appeared as though this one was headed way off the tracks.
Well, it was. And to stop the round and turn it back, and now looks like he's playing even better than ever. It took some doing.
Appears to be tracking well. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. Frank, you come to an Open Championship and you expect to hear the term gorse. You see it here on the 11th hole. If you do end up in the gorse, what can you possibly do to get out?
Well, anything you can. A lot of the times it's an unplayable lie, but if you remember back 2004, Ernie Els tried to play a ball when it was suspended about 3 feet off the ground and managed to flick it out of the sort of the thorny gorse.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Back here on the bonny shores of Scotland at Royal Troon Golf Club with just a wee breeze, as they say over here, Frank. On the tee at the 12th.
Yeah, hole that bends to the right, gorse right and left. There's a bit of a mound and rough down the right side. That has to be avoided.
Well, that one is deep. Every bit of that ball. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right.
If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. Frank beginning to head towards home. This is the 13th of par 4.
Another dogleg right. Problem isn't really the tee shot here, even though there's undulations and mounds all over the fairway. Second shot's played uphill to an elevated green.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Good, clean contact, and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up.
It's at sneaky distance. Oh, another one goes in.
On the tee here at 14, it's another par 3, Frank.
You don't get caught looking at the front of the green. That's where it's at its most narrow. Ideally, something that pitches just into the top of that mound.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Once considered the best PGA teaching pro in the country, our featured golfer makes birdie and now sits comfortably inside the cut line. Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special.
Rich, I remember back in 1997 playing alongside Tiger Woods in the third round. You know what he shot that day?
It was low. It was a great round, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the lowest round he's ever shot in the Open Championship. 64 to be precise. Justin Leonard went on to win the Open Championship that year.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That one drops for a birdie. Now the lone par 5 on the back 9, the 16th, and while you might be thinking birdie here, you may want to think again. What are the options off the tee, Frank?
Well, really, there's only one option, and that's keep it short of that burn, which is 280 yards. So that makes that 540 yards play that much longer.
Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway.
Second shot. This is not heading in the right direction.
You know, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. And it is not looking like a good lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
Yeah, just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult. Safely on the dance floor.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. This one looks good. Might like it. Oh, they're going to love it. What a putt. Final par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 17th. And what kind of a hole is it, Frank?
Well, this takes your best long iron shot. Normally plays back into the prevailing breeze. You miss this green on the left, it will run all the way down the hill. The bunkers might look short, but if your tee shot isn't hit properly, it'll puff up into that breeze and certainly find a pot bunker.
Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Headed to rarefied territory already. 15 under par for the round. Finally, the 18th at Royal Troon. History, skill, nerves, bunkers, of course, and the clubhouse. Frank, they all come into play on this final hole.
Yeah, 3 bunkers down the left. It's not a case of hitting past those, it's avoiding them. And then if you avoid it too far to the right, there's one nicely placed about 300 yards off the tee that'll catch you there. So there's somehow you've got to craft a tee shot to miss all 4 of those bunkers.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. These putts keep the round together. Beautifully done. Nice birdie. Frank, you surprised to see that name on top of the leaderboard?
I am surprised to see the name, but not that style of golf leading. It was great performance, especially tee to green. You don't often see people start that quickly.
EA Sports and the R&A are proud to present second round coverage of the Open Championship. Always great to be in Troon, Scotland at the Royal Troon Golf Club, founded in 1878. Frank, it is a golf course, true links. It's bathed in history. Well, we're ready to play here at the par 4 first. 370 yards, spectacular water views on the right, relatively open fairway. Frank, it seems like the ideal setting to get this round started.
It is. It seems like a soft par 4, but you've got to avoid the 2 bunkers on the left as well as the 2 on the right.
Well, that's just how you envision it when you walk to the first tee. High and deep, right in the middle of the fairway. Good way to start. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Well, how do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Frank, as we step to the tee here at the par 4 second hole, just 391 yards, but a classic case on links golf where the bunkering here is just so much different than a classic American layout.
And it's also where a change of strategy will certainly help. Remember, the ball's going to run much further here in Scotland than what it will in America. So you can use a shorter club and let that ball to run out to the normal distance you would hit it, perhaps with 2 or 3 clubs more.
Second shot, good look at the green. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That is classy.
Yeah, a chance of going in.
Trying to make yet another birdie. Not a real hard game, is it? Birdie to open. Frank, looking at the third, what are the sort of key decisions that you have to make?
There's 2 bunkers down the left. They're not really the issue. They're the burn. That's about 285 yards. This is not a hole, really. You just take the driver out and swing away. Just something that stays up short of that's just going to leave you a short iron in. Well, a hard hole after that tee shot has now become an easy hole.
It's the great equalizer. When you can drive the golf ball, Frank, just like that, boy, it opens up so many avenues, and he'll have plenty to choose from here. Looks good. Chance to make a birdie. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Settles in over the putt. Beautiful roll on that one, right in the bottom. Here's the first par 5 on the golf course. It's the 4th hole. Frank, how good of a scoring opportunity is this?
Certainly one of the best opportunities on the front side. There's 3 bunkers, but really the one that you focus on is the one on the right. If you can carry that, that's certainly the one to take on, because that ball will kick a lot further down the fairway. And sometimes you can be left with just a mid-iron into this green.
Second from an excellent lie.
Oh, this is right at it.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
5th hole now, Frank, and this is really where the old course starts to test the golfers. It's just over 200 yards. You happy with a par 3 here?
You are. This is one of the toughest shots, certainly on the outward 9. There's 4 bunkers of this par 3. You don't really worry about the one that's short left, but the one just on the front right of the green is the biggest concern. You've either got to go around it or carry it.
That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the 601-yard behemoth par 5, 6th hole. And you can pay the steep price here, Frank, for a mistake.
You can. You can't reach this green with your tee shot, so there's no reason to even try. A good drive, if it bounds down the right side and will eventually go left, would perhaps give you a chance to reach this par 5 and 2. But this is one tee shot to concentrate on.
From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through to putt.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Moving inland now, Frank, the par 4 7th hole. Do you even think about carrying those bunkers on the right?
Not really, Rich. You're trying to work that ball off the left side, because if you get caught up on the hills there on the right, then all of a sudden you can start making 5s, 6s, and all sorts of weird and wonderful numbers.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. And this is where Gene Sarazen, the Squire at the age of 71, in his farewell appearance at the Open, that was back in 1973, made an ace. How about that?
Amazing.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Well, that's how you play the game right there. You knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Par yesterday, and for birdie. Continues to putt beautifully. Frank, how does the front nine finish up with this par 4?
Well, the par 4 ninth is called the Monk. It's not overly long, 423 yards, dogleg to the right. Just one bunker down the left to be avoided.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Strong approach shot here at the 9th, and a good opportunity to finish this side with a birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back 9, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Necklace over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Frank, they call the 11th hole here at Royal Troon Railway. Maybe I'm being negative, but I think it should be called course because that's all I can see on this opening shot.
Gorse certainly comes into play right and left. The problem isn't bunkers here. 490 yards. Often it plays back into the breeze. Well, par 4s, they're not all the same, Rich, but after that tee shot, I guess you can say this one's going to be easy.
That was a beauty right there. Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. Shouldn't be a problem here. Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt. Back here at the 12th, and this is a hole that heads back towards the water. You might not see your tee shot land over the ridge in the middle of the fairway here, Frank, so what's the best strategy?
Well, it's called the fox, and you have to be cunning like a fox here. This one has a slight bend to the right, and a little like the previous hole, this is another fairway that certainly requires your best tee shot.
He has put himself in an excellent position with a beautiful tee shot, and now a good look at the green. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
What a shot. Perfectly placed right next to the hole. Just a little tap in here. No doubt about that one. That was struck with confidence. Frank, break down the par 4 13th for us.
Another par 4 that bends to the right. Lots of undulation on this fairway. This is the first of 6 straight holes that head in the direction of the clubhouse.
Frank, such an advantage when you can hit that far.
It's not fair.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
And he has it for birdie. Frank, what kind of par 3 is the 14th here?
You can get sucked in here. Just 180 yards, which isn't considered that long. But if you look too much at the front of the green, you're going to see that's where the protection is.
That is another laser right at the flagstick. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie.
Comfortably knocks it in.
Now at the 15th at Royal Troon Golf Club, 483-yard par 4. This, Frank, is one of the hardest holes in the course.
It's certainly a stout par 4 at that distance. If you're playing it into a head breeze, then 260 yards is certainly going to be a big tee shot. But 260 yards takes all the bunkers out of play.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Second shot from 160. Just a case of the hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and here's a good chance to make another one today. Wow, what a putt. That is huge. Now the lone par 5 on the back nine, the 16th, and while you might be thinking birdie here, you may want to think again. What are the options off the tee, Frank?
Well, really, there's only one option, and that's keep it short of that burn, which is 280 yards. So that makes that 540 yards play that much longer.
Well, that's a good drive right there. Got all of it.
Did you hear the sound?
Second shot coming up here at the par 5. And this is looking really good. Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Wow. Nate Siegel makes everybody else look sort of average, Frank.
And look at the size of that lead on the leaderboard now.
17th here at Royal Troon. This is a very strong par 3, isn't it, Frank?
Well, if rabbits have teeth, then this is why it's called rabbit. Very, very strong par 3.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on the easy birdie.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, now the final hole, steeped in so much history. When you think about the legends of the game who have walked off this tee on their way to the claret jug, guys like Tom Watson, Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke.
If you've got a one-shot lead standing on this tee, somehow you have to avoid those 4 bunkers. 3 down the left, 1 down the right, with a strip of fairway in between.
Staring at a 125-yard shot now. All right, the winds are starting to pick up. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. What's the right way to approach it?
Well, you've really got to find out, first of all, the direction of the wind. And you have to be certain of it right now. And plus, if there's a gust, that's something you've got no control over.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports and the R&A are proud to present third round coverage of the Open Championship. That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Birdie try again here today.
Oh, good start.
Frank, they call this second hole Black Rock. They also call it the most heavily bunkered hole on the entire course. What do you have to do to stay away from them?
Well, it plays in the same direction as the first hole. So the prevailing breeze normally off the right. Some bunkers in play either side. Really just let the ball go to ground, let it run out. There's 11 bunkers in total on the second hole.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Frank going for 2 in a row now. Like Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
They've played before.
Back to the tee box here on hole number 3, and there are a few club selection decisions that come into play on this first shot, Frank.
There is. The reason why there's a burn that cuts through from the 16th hole all the way across the golf course through the middle of the third. And that stops, or should I say starts, at about 285 yards. That really has to be at the forefront of your mind.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the course.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Here's the first par 5 on the golf course. It's the 4th hole. Frank, how good of a scoring opportunity is this?
Certainly one of the best opportunities on the front side. There's 3 bunkers, but really the one that you focus on is the one on the right. If you can carry that, that's certainly the one to take on, because that ball will kick a lot further down the fairway. And sometimes you can be left with just a mid-iron into this green.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. This one looks right on point. That is classy.
No chance of going in.
See if he can give his round a real big boost. This putt is for eagle. Good putt. On to the 5th hole now, Frank, and this is really where the old course starts to test the golfers. It's just over 200 yards. You happy with a par 3 here?
You are. This is one of the toughest shots, certainly on the outward 9. There's 4 bunkers of this par 3. You don't really worry about the one that's short left, but the one just on the front right of the green is the biggest concern. You've either got to go around it or carry it.
Pure strike, good result.
Right, and that is close.
11 feet away. Stroke that with authority. Now to the 601-yard behemoth par 5 6th hole. You can pay the steep price here, Frank, for a mistake.
You can. You can't reach this green with your tee shot, so there's no reason to even try. A good drive, if it bounds down the right side and will eventually go left, would perhaps give you a chance to reach this par 5 and 2. But this is one tee shot to concentrate on. Second shot.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
That is professional with a capital P right there.
That's stealing.
Frank, we're moving inland now to the 7th hole. It's a 405-yard par 4. What's ahead?
Little dogleg to the right, a couple of bunkers right on the corner of it. So once again, check the breeze and somehow find that fairway.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11.
Second shot. Good look at the green. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. No putter? No problem. Slams that into the cup. Ball's teed up, ready to fly here at the 7th.
Yeah, it's a slight elevated tee, so you see all the problems in front of you. A couple of bunkers down the left, 2 down the right, but it's links golf, so you know where you got to go. That's in between them.
Birdie try up next. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Did the job right there. Ready to go here at the 9th at Royal Troon Golf Club. 423 yards. What are you looking to do with this one, Frank?
Well, it's another one that's dogleg left. It's called the Monk, actually, because it faces the village of Monktown. 1 bunker on the left, 285 yards to carry that, but it's not that you're trying to carry it, it's you're trying to cut the ball off that.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
That one came right off the meat of the bat. He really laid into that.
More than got a piece of that.
Early part of this second 9 and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie.
Really. There's an awkward length.
All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Frank, what happened to Jack Nicklaus here at the 11th hole back in 1962?
Yeah, that was his rookie year. He was actually looking at making 2 majors in a row. He just won the US Open. Came to the 10th hole, and, well, he made 1 more than 10. 11 to be precise. So you never know. If you make a 5 or a 6, that's not so bad when you consider what happened to Jack Nicklaus all the way back in 1962.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. That would be a great look at birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Back here on the bonny shores of Scotland at Royal Troon Golf Club with just a wee breeze, as they say over here, Frank. On the tee at the 12th.
Yeah, hole that bends to the right, gorse right and left. There's a bit of a mound and rough down the right side. That has to be avoided.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Second from an excellent lie. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Birdie try again here today. Oh, man.
He just pushed it.
Oh, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, putting such a crucial part of the game. That's where you make your score.
Everybody sees a putt differently. Some people like to putt to where the ball will go into the hole. In other words, a right to left putt won't go in the front, it'll go in the right side.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Good chance now after that approach shot for a birdie.
It was so precise coming in, and the measurement was 9 feet away.
Wow, what a putt. That is huge. Heading for home now, Frank, the par 3 14, just under 180 yards. What's the key here?
Well, it's rather narrow at the front there. There's 3 bunkers, but it's the second 2 that you really worry about that narrow the front of the screen up. Plus, the front is slightly raised, so ideally you want it to fly it more towards the middle where it starts to widen up.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. These putts keep the round together. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, now at the 15th, and how hard is this par 4?
The key really is to get the ball on the fairway here. Avoid those 3 bunkers, because this is one of the flattest greens on the golf course. Get the ball on the green here. Any putt's makeable. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Necklace over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. On the green, and a chance for a birdie. Makes the putt for a birdie. Now the lone par 5 on the back nine, the 16th, and while you might be thinking birdie here, you may want to think again. What are the options off the tee, Frank?
Well, really, there's only one option, and that's keep it short of that burn, which is 280 yards. So that makes that 540 yards play that much longer. That club must have melted after that one.
Frankie could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
What is he able to luck? That was a tricky one, but it's in.
Final par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 17th. And what kind of a hole is it, Frank?
Well, this takes your best long iron shot. Normally plays back into the prevailing breeze. You miss this green on the left, it will run all the way down the hill. The bunkers might look short, but if your tee shot isn't hit properly, it'll puff up into that breeze and certainly find a pot bunker.
That's well played. And a good look at birdie.
Second shot.
Frank, at the 1989 Open Championship, Greg Norman was in great position in that playoff with Mark Calcavecchi and I believe it was Wayne Grady. What happened to Norman?
Well, he started off tremendous in the playoff. The playoff was 1, 2, 17, and 18. He birdied the first and the second hole. Missed the 17th green just on the left. Took 3 from the edge, which allowed Calcavecchi and Wayne Grady back in. Then took driver up off 18. It bounced just one hop too far and found that bunker on the right side. And, of course, the rest was history, and Mark Calcavecchi was crowned the Open champion.
The Great White Sharks so often so unlucky at major championships. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. And getting ready for the putt. That wraps up the third round. Just one more to go before we crown our champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking at my crystal ball, Rich, but that champion that we see tomorrow might be the one just sitting at the leaderboard on top of it right now.
EA Sports and the R&A are proud to present final round coverage of the Open Championship. I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Second shot, good look at the green. It should be pretty good right there, on the safe side. Had a birdie here yesterday, in there close. Great opportunity for another one. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday, and he'd do it again today. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the cause.
They'll take it. That's a par. Frank, they call this second hole Black Rock. They also call it the most heavily bunkered hole on the entire course. What do you have to do to stay away from that?
Well, it plays in the same direction as the first hole. So the prevailing breeze normally off the right. Some bunkers in play either side. Really just let the ball go to ground, let it run out. There's 11 bunkers in total on the second hole.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on the easy birdie.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Continues to roll it very well all day long. Back to the tee box here on hole number 3, and there are a few club selection decisions that come into play on this first shot, Frank.
There is. The reason why there's a burn that cuts through from the 16th hole all the way across the golf course through the middle of the third. And that stops, or should I say starts, at about 285 yards. That really has to be at the forefront of your mind.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just drip that in.
Well, it's 4 1/4 inches. Use it all.
Hole number 4, Frank, can you cut the corner on the tee shot on this dogleg right par 5?
Well, Rich, you have to guarantee you can carry the ball at least 280 yards. That bunker that protects that side is the big problem if you go down the right.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Surely not.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
Still snap, though.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Birdie putt coming up. The par on this hole yesterday. Beautiful stroke right there. Finds the bottom of the cup with ease. At the par 3 fifth, ready to get this hole started.
Prevailing breeze once again should be coming from the water, which is on the right. That makes that tee shot a little bit more difficult because it pushes the ball to those 3 bunkers on the left side.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot for yourself.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played.
Great, too.
Beautiful. All right, Frank, how about the 6th hole, long par 5?
Yeah, 3 bunkers off the tee. Avoid those. But if you hit a good one, certainly reachable.
Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up, too. You could hit anything from there.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, how important is club selection?
The best players in the world make the best decisions. They choose the clubs and the right clubs more often than anyone else. When the flag is on the front, you'll often see them slightly past the flag. When the flag is at the back, you'll see them often just slightly short of the flag. Choosing the right club is probably one of the hardest things to learn in the game of golf.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, we're moving inland now to the 7th hole. It's a 405-yard par 4. What's ahead?
Little dogleg ease, and somehow find that fairway.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11.
Well, Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Settles in over the putt. continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, the 8th hole, it is one of the most famous in the world, the little postage stamp par 3.
Yeah, the front part of the screen's the widest, Rich. Then it starts to narrow up, so you never know. Maybe going a little lower if you're going to go towards the back of the green. But really, if you're going to err, you want to err on that first third, first half of the screen.
Well, you don't want to come in too hot and roll it off the back.
That's a solid shot here into the 8th hole, and a good chance now for another birdie. Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful putt. Frank, how does the front nine finish up with this par 4?
Well, the par 4 ninth is called the Monk. It's not overly long, 423 yards, dogleg to the right. Just one bunker down the left to be avoided.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. And he has it for birdie. Excellent front side. Trying to keep it going here on the second nine.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
Cracked that one out there here at the 10th, and now he's put himself in a really good spot to get after this flagstick. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Cleans that up in the hole. Frank, if you needed a reminder as to just how difficult this 11th hole is, none other than Jack Nicklaus had his problems here.
Yeah, he turned pro in 1962. He just won the US Open at Oakmont, and then he came to Troon, and on the 11th hole, he made a 10. That's right, double digits. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicklaus over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. Got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, how do you size up the 12th hole here at Royal Troon?
Well, first look at 430 yards, you'd think it'd be a rather easy par 4. But that's not really the issue. The issue is course right and left.
Good contact, good result. He has put himself in an excellent position with a beautiful tee shot. And now a good look at the green.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
You always like that. Count it as a birdie. Frank beginning to head towards home. This is the 13th of par 4.
Another dogleg right. Problem isn't really the tee shot here, even though there's undulations and mounds all over the fairway. Second shot's played uphill to an elevated green.
That is an absolute seed. I mean, he just ripped a bullet down the fairway. Oh my goodness, 375 yards. Good chance now for a birdie. That is an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
On the tee here at 14, it's another par 3, Frank.
You don't get caught looking at the front of the green. That's where it's at its most narrow. Ideally, something that pitches just into the top of that mound.
Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Trying to make yet another birdie. Now at the 15th at Royal Troon Golf Club, 483-yard par 4. This, Frank, is one of the hardest holes in the course.
It's certainly a stout par 4 at that distance. If you're playing it into a head breeze, then 260 yards is certainly going to be a big tee shot. But 260 yards takes all the bunkers out of play. That club must have melted after that one.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Had a birdie here yesterday in their close. Great opportunity for another one. And getting ready for the putt. The back nine here at Royal Troon has only one par 5. And here it is, Frank.
At 542 yards, you'd think it's reachable, but that burn cuts in at 280 yards, so it means you have to lay back. But I remember back in 1997, playing alongside Tiger Woods, and he still managed to get it on the green from behind the burn. It was some shot.
You knew at that point he was something special.
He certainly was. He then knocked it in from 40 feet for an eagle 3.
Set up in the fairway, 200 yards from here. Good swing, good shot yet again. That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, that looked good to me. Man.
He just pushed it.
And that hurts. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Great shot. Get the birdie. Final par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 17th. And what kind of a hole is it, Frank?
Well, this takes your best long iron shot. Normally plays back into the prevailing breeze. You miss this green on the left, it will run all the way down the hill. The bunkers might look short, but if your tee shot isn't hit properly, it'll puff up into that breeze and certainly find a pot bunker.
Pretty good shot right there. About 8 feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, you've played in and contended at so many major championships. It's not a major if the finishing hole doesn't present a real challenge. What do you think of Royal Troon's finishing hole?
Well, it's not just the 18th hole, Rich, too. It's 16, 17, and 18 because the prevailing breeze, especially at the Open Championship time of the year, which is the second week in July, is normally back into it. So you look at that 464 yards, that's well bunkered off the tee, 3 on the left, 1 on the right, into a puffer breeze, and you've got yourself a great finishing hole.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot in there. Easy birdie.
To win the Open Championship. He's made it. Just a great putt and a great win. Frank, how does this 18th hole here at Royal Troon stack up against some of the other finishing holes in major championship golf?
Rich, it's a stout par 4, 464 yards, so it's sort of in the ilk of a Muirfield or Royal St. George's finishing hole. And they've had some great 18th holes in Open Championships. This is actually called Craig End. It's the name of the old farm that was demolished at the turn of the century. So the 18th hole, it's certainly grown up and it's flourished to more than a farm.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live opening round coverage of the California Classic.
Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. All right, Frank, break down this approach shot here at hole number 1.
Well, typical Pete Dye confuses you straight out of the gate. Draw off the tee, and then you've got to hit that second shot in left-right. Look at the angle of that green. It points away to the right.
Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So just a formality here. Did the job right there. To the second hole now, par 4, only 371 yards. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's really a layup hole here. No need to hit driver down there. The biggest bunker in the distance there is about 300 yards. You have to avoid that. Nothing wrong with hitting an iron or even a hybrid off this.
What a display of power and precision off the tee. On the green here on the par 4, in 1. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Locked in on the read and the speed. Player knows they're on the move with that birdie. Quick glance at the leaderboard. They can see, Frank, they're not out of it.
Things are very volatile right now.
Frank, Pete Dye certainly gives you a variety of holes, and we see that. Granted, 3 par 4s to start, but each one with a different look.
They certainly are, Rich, and it's amazing what one good bunker will do. And the bunker I'm referring to is the one down the left side. It's about 285 yards to carry. It's the sort of bunker that keeps you honest.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
And with that birdie, moves to 3rd place. now back over to the fourth. Frank, I've been impressed with the play to this point early in the round.
Yeah, it's solid without being spectacular, and that's actually a huge compliment.
Good chance at one. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Frank, what'd you say at the top? Die on the left, die on the right. Is this what you were talking about?
Exactly, yeah. The fifth hole here, it's called double trouble. So yeah, there's chances for grief on both sides of this fairway. But if you're long enough, if you can just sneak it past 335, that's where the water runs out. This is reachable.
So if you do sneak it out there, and that would be the longer hitters, you might have what into this green?
Well, you can get home hybrid, maybe even something shorter. But remember, it's called double trouble. Avoid that. Maybe double eagle.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Absolutely throwing darts just inside of 5 feet. Oh boy, we have a ball game right now, don't we, partner?
Oh, starting to get sweaty palms.
Frank, I love a par 3 where you have to hit one solid golf shot. Anything less, and you might pay a severe price. 255-yard par 3-6. What a hole.
No, you love watching somebody else play a par 3 like that.
All right. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
It's at sneaky distance.
That's a birdie. That's a good position from which to make a weekend move, comfortably inside the cut line, still with plenty of time left in this tournament. We're at the 7th now, 346 yards with plenty of water on that right side. How do you handle this one, Frank?
You've got to pick a target there. A lot of people think when they're laying up off the tee, and that's exactly what this hole is. You just blaze away at something down the left side. But if you're going to pick a tree, don't just pick the tree. Pick a branch or a leaf. Be more specific.
And another green in regulation. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's as bad as I have seen. Folks, that one is now on the fringe. Ooh, what a shot right there. Beautifully done. 555-yard par 5 8th hole. Frank, is this a 2-shotter or a 3-shotter?
Good question, Rich. It starts to shrink down by the walkway, which is around that 330-yard mark. That's the decision has to be made. Personally, I think you try it first, because even if you do find a fairway bunker, then it is certainly a layup. If you've got the distance, it's well worth the risk.
Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. Putting up some impressive numbers out here now. 9 under for the tournament. Frank, the par 4 90, 452 yards is all you want.
Yeah, you could make 5 here every day just by poking it down the left side, but who wants to do that? Force your hand, try and go down the right side. You might make the odd 3, make a few more 4s, but miss it on the right, and that's where you start to make a big number.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Settles in over the putt. Thundering up the leaderboard. 10 under par for the tournament. What a birdie. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, in the words of the late, great baseball commentator for the Yankees, Phil Rizzuto, it's time for Holy Cow, Whitey. That's 11 under par. Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11th? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole, a par 5 that you can't reach. You can still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9 on, are you better with the wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle. Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact.
Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back. He didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. That was well done, and now a very short putt to get out of here with a bogey.
Well, it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. 5 minutes ago.
Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, it still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
Well, Frank, we came off a hole, the short par 4 12th, where players no doubt were thinking about making birdie. Here, it's a different story. Why?
It is. Well, 13 is always going to be unlucky for some. There's so much water down there on that left side. And the way it sort of laps up to the wooden bulkhead, it looks anything other than a straight shot. And this is where you have to mentally move the flag. You've got to push that flag in your mind's eye to the right side of the green and say, I do not want to go left of that.
Safely aboard. Shouldn't be a problem here. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards. But Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out there on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
A sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole today.
Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Well, Frank, we are turning home. It says so on the scorecard here at 15.
It is, and once again, another example of great bunkering by Pete Dye. Bunkers on a lot of golf courses are just simply left and right, but what Pete Dye does, he lets them cut in, especially that one down the left side of the fairway. It cuts in, so it has to be avoided, and it's going to be about 280 yards to take it completely out of play. That's probably the best line, is to get it just past that last bunker on the left side.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Here we go now, the final par 5 of the day, Frank.
Yeah, decision on how much you bite off here. If you play the ball to the right, then it's going to play its full 600 yards. But if you can take it in a direct line at that green, you're going to chew off a little bit of yardage. But you have to be able to carry that bunker.
And through the years, a lot of excitement here at this par 5 16th. Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway.
Second shot.
Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Now to the signature par 3. It only plays 168 yards from the tips, but the tee sits up high and the wind can blow. A lot can happen here. Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers that we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. Because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Well, that hurts. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. Let one down there and make important this one goes in. Rich, in that great opportunity, name on top of the leaderboard. It is only round 1.
Good place to be. presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the California Classic. Opening tee shot here at PGA West. Nice way to begin the round. Par 4 with a split fairway and, Frank, a narrow landing area.
It is narrow indeed, Rich. This hole will certainly keep you honest, not just because of the length of the hole, 450 yards, just generally moves to the left. There's a bunker down the right side that starts at about 285 yards, so you've got to be aware of that. Even the long hitters, they don't really want to hit it too far past that, just set it up there on that nice little plateau. From there on in, you can see what's in front.
That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Par yesterday, now for birdie. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that.
Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? Frank, the second hole is only 371 yards. What's the challenge here?
The bunkering. This is really well bunkered. You'd expect that for a hole this short. If it's well bunkered, it means that it's vital to get it on the fairway.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here, because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it's a rather poor approach shot.